That's the amount of years that I have been off benzodiazepines, and I thought I would do an update on that. Weird intro, apologies. I wasn't even planning on doing that. I pressed the start and then I just did it. I don't know, it was impulsive. Anyhow, I would say that at 4 years now, in case anyone was wondering, people were wondering, they asked me, I'm 100% out of the benzodiazepine withdrawal nightmare that I was in for, which seemed like an eternity, but it was only 4 years. I say only, that's still pretty long. However, I just wanted to pass on to people who are wondering that despite how hard it was, how long it felt, and just how I was certain that I would never fully recover, that I actually did. And I've been working for the past, I guess, ever since I made that last video when I started to get back into working. So that was about 2 years ago. So for the past 2 years straight, I've been consistently functioning, and everything's kind of returned to normal for me. I will say, though, that like due to that experience, my perception on a lot of things has changed. I don't think that I'm the same person that I was in a lot of ways prior to taking benzodiazepines, as well as prior to benzodiazepine withdrawal. It was certainly a challenging, yet traumatic, but also at the same time profound experience. So at the point I'm at with it now is I try and find the positives, as cliche as that sounds, in the experience I had with benzodiazepines, as far as becoming dependent on them through prescription, as well as just the withdrawal experience itself. I definitely learned a lot. There's parts of myself that have matured and just kind of gained more wisdom due to the experience, and certain things that have changed, I'm happy that they did, and I'm grateful to have become who I am today. And I know that every experience, even negative experiences, do play a role in that. So at this point, I'm kind of at peace, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. And I know that anyone who's gone through this experience can find that. Even if, and I will say that I do have chronic muscle tension that I never had before. Certain things, but I've realized also that there's people who have not gone through benzodiazepine withdrawal and deal with those sorts of things, even worse things, a lot of the times worse things. And, there's no reason for them to just focus on that, and then, just because everything isn't perfect, they just are completely unhappy and can't be grateful for things that are working well and as they should. So I've come to that place in here, and, if, maybe the muscle tension was going to happen even had I not gone through that experience. Sure, it correlated with it perfectly, and probably was 90% chance that that's what it was from, but it's fine. Like everything else, life is going to be uncomfortable. Like, we're all going to face discomfort at some point in our lives. So everything is as good as I could ask for it to be. And I am grateful at the end of the day for everything that I've got to experience. Still would have a lot of issues with the idea of benzodiazepines being prescribed, as they were to me and they are to many people. I don't think that it's the answer for anxiety. I can understand in maybe a clinical setting, if you're going through a procedure, the value of a drug like that. However, I do not agree with or encourage anyone to take it as a regular prescription to manage anxiety. I think anxiety is here to teach us things, It's a natural part of being a human. Everyone has it. And it's definitely something that I think is better worked through with other things. Even I'm not, I mean, I went a little overboard being like kind of anti psychiatry in every single aspect. However, even certain medications, I would understand why people would want to use them, like selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, for example. Not long term. I don't see why that would be something someone would find therapeutic long term, just in how the body reaches tolerance and just from my own experience in the past and experiences with really any kind of medication. Medication is never a long-term solution, no matter what it is. However, I can see why people would turn to something like that when going through a period in their life, maybe just for, you know, a shorter period. And then when they come to, a more stable time in their life, maybe they want to try without. And there's definitely a withdrawal with something like that. However, it's not something that seems to last for like an eternity, like benzodiazepines. And it's not life-threatening, the withdrawal. That's the main thing. And I highly doubt there would be any kind of chronic issues associated with that. Now, other people might have experienced different. I'm not saying that it's not possible, and some people, depending on whatever their genetics or any kind of unique things to do with their body, that it just maybe did affect them that way, and that I can also appreciate. That being said, I think it's more common and almost guaranteed to happen with anyone who takes benzodiazepines, whereas with something like that, maybe not as often. So I've definitely changed my perception on that. I'm not, I know in my last video I said that I had quit cannabis completely, and that I think that was an issue. I'm not against that either. I still will use it for certain things, not all day, every day, like I used to. That I also, it's all about balance with things. I'm probably rambling at this point, but yeah, I just wanted to let anyone who was wondering know that I've made it out on the other end. I've seen the other side of it, and I encourage everyone not to lose hope, just to keep going. And everyone in their own way, I think, can find a level of peace eventually with this, even though it seems like it's never ending and it's never going to end. I do believe that it does end, and you might have some things that maybe stick around really long, like in my case, muscle tension, mainly in my neck, shoulders, and head. But, I work on that with other things. I do a lot of just like stretching, and I found that I can actually find the areas and massage myself and help relieve that. And it is what it is, and people might have certain other things that stick around, but at the end of the day, you're not the only one that's going through that. There's a lot of people that deal with that. It's a part of being human. We're going to have physical ailments. It's just how it is. And you just move forward. I do feel for the people that have had more severe things that stuck around. I know that there are people that have happened to, and that is a possibility, but I don't think that it's as common. You know what I mean? Like, there are going to be those cases, just like how I explained with SSRIs. So I think for the majority of people, you're going to be okay. And I just wanted to assure you of that. And this will probably now actually be my last video. But I will try and answer questions and comments like I have. I'm not that good at keeping up with them, but I do try to every now and then. So, yeah. I will say farewell, I guess.